Oh, ooh, it's
Yup,
fucking Halloween, and it's the fucking nothing sacred Halloween extravaganza.
Yeah,
Hey.
bitches.
As you can say, I'm extremely happy. I'm Cruise Control,
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
and it is the 31st of October 2016, and this is the Nothing Sacred episode that was going to happen last night, but I got too drunk on Saturday, so it didn't. And I'm still
Man.
kind of feeling it, man. Old
Still
man
feeling it?
Jeff, dude.
I mean, you're getting old now, man. When you start to have 2-day hangovers,
Yeah,
maybe
dude.
3-day,
It's,
you know,
it's not cool, man. It's not.
can't party like it's 1999, man.
That's so true.
You know,
Can't party like it's 2009.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck,
Fuck,
man.
Yeah, so it's like.
Getting Grand Panic.
Yeah, I got to the point. You ever get so hungover you wake up the next day, you feel like you ran face first into a wall.
Oh fuck yeah!
You're
Your
like-
whole body hit the wall.
Yeah,
dude.
you're like, you're all tingly and shit. Like half your body's still asleep and shit, and you're like,
yeah, you're just kind of, and you're in that like, you know, like you're awake but you're not alert. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was
so
me
like-
yesterday, and then I had to work this morning, and I didn't sleep very well last night because I had to get up. I have a new schedule, so wham, me on the no little trick or treaters running around, which is great.
Hey, you know what's cool is I don't get any. We might have some, but because I don't turn lights on, they probably assume I'm not home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, plus, I mean, you got a little gated community, dude. It's like, it's not no one's gonna want to come into your little shit. They might get shot, why would they want to come in there?
Oh, that's true. But we do have kids in here, though, man.
The thing
There are
is,
kids
though, well, we talked about this before, but Halloween's become so pussified where kids aren't even allowed to go trick or treating by themselves anymore.
That's true.
They go
It's
to
all these
fucking
safe
malls.
trick or treat things now.
Yeah, they
you
go
know?
to fucking malls or fucking used or car lots and shit and whatever, or malls to go get their candy. Which
Actually, that was the thing to do. Traffic was a son of a bitch. Remember how last night I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'll be back by 7." Shit, dude, I didn't get home till close to 6 because I guess there was a thing going on at Town Square. It was like Scary Night or something like that.
oh yeah, it's all this bullshit and
Traffic was a motherfucker. Thank you, Californians.
traffic. And then so that's the thing. Everyone's going out. They're doing little kiddie things with their. But it's not like us. See, it was a pillowcase, and going everywhere. Like going for like 4 hours from because it get dark around 5-ish.
Yeah, and then we go out 5:30.
Yeah, depending on daylight savings.
Well, for me, it was a shopping bag. You know those shopping bags that had handles on them?
Yeah,
So I used to take those and then just have them throw candy in that. You know what I mean?
yeah, like a big shopping bag though, not like the little like yeah.
Oh,
like,
no, hell no. These were dope.
like those
dude.
motherfuckers who walk by with the fucking pumpkins, those stupid ass pumpkins. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the plastic ones?
Plastic ones.
Yep. Oh,
Shit,
yeah.
man, I fill up like 5 of those, dude. Because we go all over the place. We go to just walk for like I said, 5 hours.
Oh,
from,
yeah.
like, 5
Just go into
o'clock
another
till 9.
neighborhood and shit and be like, oh, one of these fuckers got
Thing
candy
is,
here.
like, and after a certain point, like after 9, you just can't go. You got to stop because people are like, "Oh, it's 9 o'clock. What the fuck are you doing out here?" Because especially when you're like getting a little older. Because that's when I really started rolling the candy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
About
When
9
you're
or
like
10, 10, where you're just like, just got a huge bag of it for and then now of course there's all that shit that you never eat that's sitting there for like months.
Yeah.
Because there's all
And
that.
then-
Some asshole always buys those fucking candies, like those damn chewies that like wrapped in the the paper. Like the
where it's tough to take the paper off kind of thing?
Yeah, you have to take the paper off, but they're just like bland. They're fucking bland caramel or that nutty caramel shit, whatever.
Actually, the ones I hated, dude, were those milk balls, dude.
Yeah, milk
Fuck
duds.
those nasty ass things, dude. They're crunchy and they taste like ass and
Oh, milk duds. Not milk duds.
Oh, yeah, that's what they were. Milk duds.
No,
huh?
no malt balls.
Malt balls. Oh, yeah, that's what they were.
Milk
yeah,
duds were all right. Malt balls. Mine were always. I was always. And when I get home. What I do is I get home about 9, depending on whether we had school the next day. I'd be up for an hour or two, or longer. But I get home at 9. Usually there's a scary movie on. Like I turn on Halloween for a little bit, then get scared out of my shit and turn it off because I don't want to.
Well, you remember? Wait, you forgot one thing though, man. Remember we used to go to the hospital to have our candy X-rayed?
See, I never did that.
Oh, you never did that shit? Okay,
Fuck
yeah, we
that.
used to do that because they were doing X-rays
Oh
at the
shit,
hospital.
man! No, hell no, man! Never did that shit. That's called paranoia. Like, oh shit, because that happened one person and so everyone got all paranoid and did that shit and went and X-rayed their candy. Or the worst Halloween candy I ever got. Well, then we get home, by the way, after we do our trick or treating, and then the fun part came. That's when you sorted.
Oh yeah.
Like you'd sort out like I have 7 Butterfingers, 6 Three Musketeers, and then because I didn't like the Three Musketeers and shit, and I didn't like Milky Ways.
Oh, see, I love those, dude. Those were the shit.
See, I like the Butterfinger, the M&Ms, the Reese's, Snickers. I liked. So then you get all your, you'll have 7 of these. You trade. I'll trade you 2 of those for 2 of those. And so you trade.
Oh, you trade with your brothers.
Yeah,
and shit.
trade 2 Milky Ways for 2 Butterfingers or whatever. And so you get all your shit. But then you have all this little fucking candy, like little suckers and little hard
Dum
candies.
and...
all that shit, little dum dums and the little gums and stuff like that. You'd have those for like months, dude. Like you'd like have to throw them away later on because.
Oh yeah, they were gross.
Once
your parents would throw them away eventually.
Well, once you got home, what you do, because your parents would probably take your candy away, right?
Actually, no. We had our candy. We had access to our candy.
Yeah, see, we kept ours. I get a Tupperware bowl and just fill up a big ass Tupperware because I could fill up a huge Tupperware bowl with all the candy I got. Because I was in a perfect little neighborhood. My little neighborhood was. Sorry, I'm eating an antacid. So there you go.
Oh, still fighting the hangover. Actually, dude, speaking, let's digress for 1 second. I almost, because I had to shit right before we were getting ready to do the show here, and I was like, well, you kind of debate with yourself, and you go, well, man, I'm going to hold it. I'll be okay. And then, dude, it starts like, my stomach starts getting that coffee pot gurgling shit going on.
Yeah.
And that's when I texted you, and I said, hey, man, let me take a dinner zums real quick, and I'll call you after that. And I'm glad I did, dude, because I went in and it sounded like cream of mushroom soup being dumped down the toilet. It was just like,
yeah, probably like whoa, it like came on strong, like you didn't know it was gonna come.
Hell yeah, I think my neighbor downstairs heard it, dude. Thinking her ceiling's caving in or something. But yeah, that was an explosive, dude. It was just this. I wish I could have seen it. That's one of those moments where I wish I could see my shit.
You probably would have you probably made a noise like whoa.
I just went, oh, fuck. Because that surprised me, dude. I didn't think all of that was going to come out like that. But holy fuck, that was a vindicating shit. And I'm glad I did it. Because, dude, if I was sitting here, and I know you were having some little technical shit in the beginning. Yeah. And I'd have been getting impatient because I'm like, I gotta shit. It's
always good to know that. See, it's always good to get the shit out before the show, before the Nothing Sacred show.
You got it, man. You take the dump first, and then
get the shit that irks you out before the Nothing Sacred.
But by the way, it's been a year, man.
Yeah, since the shit that irks me has been off the air, it's been 1 year. And how are you feeling about that, man? Do you miss it?
Not really. I'm actually kind of glad I left. I mean, not like, I'm glad I left them, but it was a move that had to be made, like I said. And, it was good for Jerkman, too. And I do think back at some of the fun that we had. And, and see, that's the thing, too. Like, a lot of people used to make fun of me for, what do you do it 5 nights a week? And then, it wasn't just going in doing the show. There was a whole experience attached to it. You know what I'm saying?
It became something more than just a show. Well, obviously it was a part of your life, but
it was an activity. It was like going to to something social like Toastmasters or something. You walk in and Jerkman's got some chick there, or whatever. Jerkman and his mom are fighting. It was experience. I mean,
Jerkman and his mom was fighting.
Oh, dude, they used to argue all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. Shout out to Jerkman, man.
Yeah, there was it was wild, man. So just a lot of different, and then the interviews, the bad, the good, all that stuff, man, was made it worth it. It was an experience. It wasn't just, I'm going to do my radio show and talk for 2 hours. No, it wasn't that. It was more all the shit that was going on. Actually, off the air was sometimes more fun than being on the air. Just being down.
Then it just wore on you. So now this is good though. You got different things you're doing during the week now, and
oh yeah, and we can still do the show at the same level that we did, back then.
I guess we can, huh? Pretty much. It's pretty much now we've got like a little bit of not a follow. We don't have a following.
Well, you want to call it that, I guess.
We got like 3 people following. We have 40 something on our STEM thing, but yeah, it's been a year, man. I don't know when our first actual show was. I think it was sometime in November, so I'll have to actually do an anniversary thing or something. Yeah,
we're creeping up on it, man. I'll have to look to see for sure.
But it is Halloween, so it is kind of a theme, I guess. Maybe not really a theme. We'll have a couple little things, but I want to start off. I'll start off first tonight.
All right,
so cool. We'll talk about different kinds of fear. And I'm talking about different kinds of anxiety and why and things that cause you to become really like almost selfish and like narrow tunnel vision, narrow minded, right?
Right, where you become like a child almost, right?
Yeah, like because it's not necessarily fear in terms of like it's more like a fear, like a worry or anxiety. Because I'm doing a new position here and I'm learning some new stuff, or I will be, and there's new rules and stuff like that, and I'm kind of getting a little stir crazy from being at home so long.
Oh fuck yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I just realized something. Like, here's like you narrow your focus when you worry. You worry about shit like, oh, what if I screw up? What if I do this? But then you don't even think about like everybody else around you. Like there's other people who've never done support before, or what I'm doing now. So if you just broaden your horizons out, you realize, hey, everyone else is worrying too, or you have a lot less to worry about than everybody else. But you get so focused on your own shit that you kind of block out everybody else. It's almost like a reason to worry. Like, oh, well, this is going to help me worry more, so I'm just going to forget like the perspective, you know.
So it helps. Yeah, it's kind of a what do they call that? An enabler.
Yeah, an enabler. Because what you're doing is you're not getting perspective. You're not going, well, these other people have never done this before either, and they're probably more freaked out than you are because you've at least done parts of the things that you're doing now. Like there's new things I'm going to be learning. But everything else I've done, I've already done for a couple months. So I'm like, okay, I got that. It's not like I'm nervous about like taking supervisor calls or whatever, like that kind of stuff. While other people are probably like, oh my god, a supervisor call. What am I gonna do? And I'm like, oh, I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of have the same thing. Like my boss throws new shit at me, and we're kind of working together, trying to like maximize how we measure things. You know what I'm saying? So, like outreach-wise, to make sure that, I am meeting the goals and following the outreach plan. And at first, I'm like, God damn it, why is she throwing all this shit on me? But then again, she's probably just as nervous as I am because she's trying new shit. Like, well, I want you to do this,
And then you can broaden yourself out bigger than that. So let's say you broaden yourself out to the rest of the team or everybody else who's got other priorities, or you brought, or the floor basically, where you could be on calls all the time. Like I do have to take calls again, which is kind of something else I'm, not really looking forward to doing again. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do to make more skrill, basically.
Right. Yeah. So if it means taking calls plus doing this, you're gonna do it.
Yeah. It'll. And once I get back in the flow, it'll actually be a nice breakup from everything from the whole, because I'll be doing different days of the week doing different stuff. So it'll actually probably make the week go by a little bit easier, in terms of just like, it's not just the same thing every fucking day. It's like I'm on calls 2 days, and I'm doing this for 1 day, that I'm doing these escalations, and I'm freaking out about. That's what I'm mainly thinking out about. But then you go out a little broader, right? All right, you take your things a little broader. Wait, what about other people? Like my brother had some issues with work a while ago, and it's kind of carrying over, so he's got to be on like kind of tiptoes a little bit. He's doing great. But then you think, well, what is he's worrying about, like having like slipping up and actually having an issue where he doesn't have a job, right? Oh,
right, where you're not in danger of that.
I'm not in danger at this point. No. The worst thing that's going to happen to me is that they go, all right, we're gonna put you back on the phones. You didn't support, blah blah blah. So there might be that kind of twinge of failure, but it's not going to be like, oh well, you're
not going to be jobless if you fuck this up.
And you're not going to lose a great opportunity or whatever, blah blah, like he might. So you pull yourself like, okay, well, I have even less to really, if I think about it in the broader picture. And then you go even broader, and there's people that are going out every morning taking 3-hour bus rides to get to work, or walking in the fucking cold, and then going out and working on electrical lines where they could die. It's almost like you kind of broaden yourself when you worry. It's almost like a technique, I think, is to break down that tunnel vision, because you're really just being selfish. You're being self-centered. You're focusing on yourself and on your little fears, and so you're not thinking about, well, you actually... You got, like this morning, I lay in bed, I roll out of bed, I'm there. That
right.
Don't have to worry about a late bus.
So good, man.
Don't have to worry about a late bus. Don't have to worry about anybody else dealing with a lot of shit, So, but then you lose that perspective because you're like, oh, well, I want to get out of this. I want to do something else. La la la, and you're like,
well,
maybe
that's
just
it
learn
too.
it.
Sometimes we have it so good, we start making up shit to worry about.
That's called America right now. That's why you got people.
Well, I used to call it built-in drama. Remember?
Yeah, it is because you're bored and you have nothing really to worry about, so you need to figure something to worry about because worrying is a habit.
Because I'll do it myself, and I'll be like, "Hey, man, my fucking bus, I'm so oppressed, cited privilege," and then I'm thinking, "Hey, what about the fucking blindos that don't have jobs, that are like sitting at home and, actually, and some really do want to work, You know what I'm saying? They just can't get jobs for one reason or another.
Or they're in Bunkalunka, fucking Arkansas, where they don't have the bus structure that you have, so they have to fucking get on a bus every morning. Like I said,
or their parents have to take them,
or they have to they have to take 7 buses to get to work, so they leave at 3 in the morning to get to work at 12. You know, and they work for 8 hours, then get home at 4 in the morning, so they miss. You know,
I guess, dude, if you're not seeing that shit all the time, it's easy to forget it.
Yeah, it's comfort. You know? We get comfortable with what we're doing, and so anything out of our comfort zones kind of scares us, and or at least me, it makes you.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to screw up.
I'm a routine ranger, man.
Yeah.
What scares me?
What if I screw up, and what if I do get me in, because I have to meet some metrics. What if I don't do it right, and blah 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 blooky splooky. You know, just like all this bullshit. That's the kind of what's going on with America, and that's why we got people right now who are actually like, talking about Halloween. Oh my God, I'm so offended by these costumes. You're wearing an Native American costume, and that's disrespecting their culture. It's like, no, it's not.
No, that's stupid. I mean, we've been doing this. This is an old ass tradition. I don't know how long Halloween's been around.
Oh well, technically for thousands of years.
Okay, it's been around thousands of years, and just now in 2016, some fucker found a reason to get offended by it.
Oh yeah, well it's been building and building. Like it's on college campuses now. Like don't wear these costumes. Don't wear this. You can't wear that. It's like it's a holiday meant to dress up as what you want, and sometimes those things are going to be provocative. Like sometimes you're going to have, Hillary Clinton with a machete in her skull or something like that. Whatever. Oh, we can't do that. That promotes violence against women. Erpa derpa. Whatever. We have too much fucking time on our hands, man. We have lots. That's for the whole America. We're so good here. We have so good that we
forget.
Yeah, that's the running theme of my based on my philosophy for the last fucking year. It almost makes you think like, remember in the Matrix? I don't know if you watched the Matrix.
You know what? I want to see it because they have it in descriptive. Actually, descriptive video.
And well, the Matrix. One of the lines of the Matrix is these. In the Matrix, basically, if you don't, I'm sure you know, obviously, but I'll tell you. I'll explain anyways. They hook up humans to basically the humans are used for energy. So basically they stuck them in these pods, and then they have this virtual world that has that these computers built. Well, the computers are speaking to one of the guys, and he's like, "Well, guess we tried to make the perfect utopia. Every single time it failed. We tried because they tried to make a virtual utopia because they figured, hey, if humans are happy in their own little utopias."
We'll make one here.
Then they'll never. They'll be satisfied. We can just steal their energy and steal their resources from their bodies while they're laying there in their fucking cocoons, whatever.
Because they're so happy.
They're all happy. But no, in the movie they actually made it like the real world is now, because humans couldn't handle the perfection of the virtual reality because they found things to make imperfect. Like they lost their minds. So it's almost like we need. My point is that it's almost like we need that kind of drama. We need that kind of.
Well, you need faith to have chaos, man.
Yeah.
That's the balancing thing. You can't have it all good all the time.
Oh, I know, but we actually need But see, we have it so good that we're like desperate to find shit to be concerned about, because it's like a human nature thing for us to be concerned and worried and anxious and shit, or most of the time, or sometimes. So at least some of us, and that's why you have all these people with anxiety attacks, because they have nothing really to focus you don't have to worry about food, so you dig up other things to worry about. So digging through your own skull, and so
strange shit.
So that's that's my Halloween little philosophical, scary, just your fears, facing your fears, and all that shit. So that was my little thing tonight that I was thinking about over the weekend.
Well, dude, I got a fucking rant here, dude.
Uh-oh.
All right, so this is about Preferred Home Care, the place where I got my CPAP machine.
Mm-hmm.
So remember a few months ago I was having issues and I was going, oh, fuck, man, I don't want to use this goddamn thing anymore. It's pissing me off. It's, blowing too much air in my face when I'm trying to sleep, and I can't sleep, and, and all that type of shit. Yeah. So, but here it was. That was due to that fucking stupid – it's just funny, dude, because the thing's mechanical. The mechanical part of it works beautifully. But the thing that's the least mechanical about the whole thing is what's the pain in the ass.
Yeah, so you had like some issues. I think you were saying something about the straps were like causing your ear. You got a blister on your ear and shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, most recently. Well, here's just to show you how fucking. I'm just amazed some of these businesses stay in business. I don't know how they do it, dude. Because a few weeks ago, I got, and like I said, the Velcro's starting to come loose on the headgear, or it was. and it would pop off in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden I'd wake up and get all this air blowing in my face and all this other crazy shit. So I get a call a few weeks ago. It's an automated call, and they say that they're calling for me, whatever, and they say I'm eligible for a new face cushion and a mask and all this shit. So, they say if you want it, press 1. So I do that, and then they're like, if you'd like us to deliver it, blah, 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 press 1. And then they ask if you have a gate code and all that other fun shit. So they say they'll be delivering it within a week. So a couple days later, I get the same phone call, exact same phone call with the same questions and the same bullshit again. Mm-hmm. So I go through the motions once more, and about a week later, I'm like, okay, no face cushion yet. What the fuck's going on here? So I call them, and I speak to this lady, and she says, oh, well, you're actually not eligible for that yet, not until next month. And I'm like, then why did the automated system call me? And she's like, well, it really doesn't work very well. We've been having some other issues with it, and I'll just have to put in a note about that. And I'm like, okay. It's like, why do you have this shit out there when it's not working right?
That's the story of my life, dude. Story of my job, basically.
This is the kind of shit. So you deal with that a lot then, huh?
Oh, yeah. This isn't working. Sorry.
That's because, well, they put the shit out. It's like, don't put it out if it's not going to work.
Because they can make money quicker and people will still buy it. That's why.
Exactly. It can iron out the bugs, and how about make it work and make it...
because they don't have to, because they can put it out with the bugs, and they can iron out the bugs after they make more money from putting it out early.
See, that's so fucking... because I figure you'd rather have something that's reliable and helps your company than... something just to, some of these fuckers can't think past their pockets. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, most of these fuckers can't. It's called corporations, dude.
Yep, exactly. Corporate gym.
Okay.
I'm going to fast forward here now because they told me. They said that, you got to call back in next month about November 10th and you can order it then and all this other shit. And I'm like, okay, fine. So meanwhile, I'm having trouble with the Velcro and it's not, like they're coming loose. They're just not sticking like they used to. And also, dude, I got blisters on both ears from the straps, that are just rubbing there. Mm-hmm. And so I remember I posted it on Facebook. And Golden Retriever was over here last week for something, just something totally unrelated. And you remember she uses a CPAP machine too. So she was like, you know what, let me have a look at this CPAP mask and see what the hell's going on. So she comes in, she's looking at it, trying to fuck with it, can't make sense of it. And she's like, I think they gave you the wrong headgear. Because I guess she said there were a lot of straps that were not being used. There were a lot of connectors that weren't connected to anything. And it was just like a lot of unnecessary shit for this stupid headgear. Mm-hmm. So she's like, you know what, why don't we go down there on Friday when you're not working? And I was like, okay, fine. I was like, but I better set up an appointment because you know how it is. You walk in, they're like, well, Jenga, you don't have an appointment early. Mm-hmm. So I called down there. And I speak to this woman, and, I explained the situation. I said, I think I was given the wrong headgear. So then, of course, they start questioning me. Well, why do you think you have the wrong headgear? So I give them all the info and tell them why. And I explained that a friend of mine saw the headgear and said the same thing. And so her response was, is your friend a respiratory technician? And I'm like... thinking, well, maybe she should be because she's obviously doing the fucking job that you people didn't, And of course, the way they say it is, of course, like, oh, you're your friend. Yeah. Look, we know what we're doing, pal. She does not, Mm-hmm. So anyway, I said, well, I'd like to come in. I said, it's not going to take much time, but I think I just need a new headgear. So then the woman tells me, well, if that's the case, you're not eligible for another headgear for another couple months. So if you need a new headgear, it's going to cost you $37. Which I don't mind. I'd rather pay for that and then not have to deal with a fucking headache anymore. So I said, okay, yeah, fine. That's great. Whatever. And she's like, well, let me have a respiratory tech call you back, and then we'll see what's going on there. I'm like, okay. So you got 3 assholes doing one person's job, which is really nice. Mm-hmm. So the respiratory tech calls me, and I explain the situation to her. And she said, well, we're all booked up on Friday, but let me see if I can just squeeze you in. I'll talk to a supervisor, and I'll give you a call back. So I'm like, okay. Well, never got a call back. So Friday, Golden Retriever comes over. It's about 8:15 in the morning, and I go down there. We walk in, and I explain the situation to the lady behind the desk, and I'm holding my CPAP mask with the headgear. And she says, oh, you know what? Just have a seat, and we'll have somebody with you in a few minutes, and whenever they get free. And I'm like, okay. So then she goes, oh, by the way, sir, can I get your name? So I give her my name, and she's like, can I get your date of birth? I'm like, yeah. So she looks all this shit up, and she goes, oh, you got an appointment at 10 o'clock. And I'm like, that's funny. I was never notified. So she was like, yeah, you have an appointment at 10. I'm like, well, great. And so Golden Retriever's like, I got some errands to run. She's like, I'll just run you home because it wasn't far. It's not far from my house. Mm-hmm. So she brought me home. She went and did some errands, came back for me about 9:40 or so. We went back down there. We got in. We saw this respiratory tech named Kalina, I think was her name. And, dude, she comes out with a box full of masks and straps and all this shit. And she's like, take your time. And she's like, really, we want to find something that's going to fit you and not going to be a problem. And, of course, she did look at the headgear and say that, yes, it was the wrong headgear for that mask, and I should have never been given that headgear. So, anyway, I said, well, yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you guys are busy. And so she says to me, oh, well, I don't have another appointment for another 2 hours yet, so take your time. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, so much for we're booked on Friday, So anyway, long story short, I got a new headgear that works great. I've been using it since Friday. No problems. It fits like it's supposed to. Not all the extra stupidity. Mm-hmm. It's very easy. Just slides over your head, and you put the little clips in, and there you go. You're good to go.
So none of that Velcro shit or anything like that?
Yeah, there's Velcro on it, but they stay Velcro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's, like they were saying, there's no reason that you should ever have to adjust the Velcro.
Yeah, adjust the Velcro, so you don't have to close it open, so it's not going to lose its Velcro-ness.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I do, so no dirt gets in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but
just that whole runaround, and you got blisters on your ears from that shit, and just having to deal with it, and now it's going to work even better than it did before, because it was still working great, obviously.
Oh, it was awesome. I loved it. But here's the thing. The new one doesn't go over it goes around my ears, like on my head and cheeks and shit, but my ears are free, so it's not like there's something rubbing on my ears at night. You know what I'm saying? So, but, yeah, man, it's just funny because, and I was not charged the $37 they told me. But
because they gave you the wrong shit.
What's that?
Because they gave you the wrong shit, that's why.
Of course, but here it is. It's just funny that these idiots who are answering the phones just say the first dumb fucking thing that comes to mind, and they really have no clue what the fuck they're talking about.
Sometimes that is definitely the case sometimes. I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, just people that, they say the first dumb thing and give people wrong information, and you're just like, man, dude, if you don't know your job, you shouldn't be working there.
Well, that's the story of my life, too.
That's 2016. Well, because everybody hires their brothers and fucking relatives,
That's true, too. Nepotism is huge, and
God, yeah.
It's everywhere, man, and you can't get away from it because, because that's what they do. They hire their friends, and let's promote Billy John, and...
Billy John's a fucking moron, who's, like, barely...
But everyone loves Billy John because Billy John knows Johnny G and Mickey T and Dingo fucking B.
And they're all Buddy McGuy-mans together, and they all drink beer together on Fridays and play golf together on Saturdays, and,
or Johnny's little sister Mary, who just needs a job, but she's fucking dumb as shit or doesn't give a fuck about the job, so...
Yeah, or they hire somebody but it's just funny, man, because here it was, Mac Metro, it took him 2 years to get a job, in the medical field, but yet you got all these incompetent jackoffs that are in there that, are just like, just saying the first dumb thing, giving people, not even aware of what the rules are and how things are supposed to work, and they're just kind of just in there, So, yeah, preferred home care, I'm not preferring them too much.
They're not preferred. They're probably, like, mandatory. There's probably no one else around that can get that shit easily.
Probably. The monopoly. They got the monopoly on this shit. But thank God I don't have something major going on. Like, what about these people that need oxygen and got to have batteries for their oxygen tanks or hoses or things that need to be changed fairly regularly.
It's true. You don't have to worry about that shit.
Thank God, but
at least.
I feel bad for the ones that do, man.
By the way, how's your regimen going, man? How's your fucking?
My work comes out. You know what, dude? Last week I kind of slipped a little bit, man.
In this shit, you fucking suck.
But you know what? I got back into it, man. That Saturday and Sunday, I was back on the treadmill consecutively. I was going to get on tonight. I may still. I don't know. I'm kind of tired, but I got home a little later than I wanted to. I was hoping to eat, and then while my food was cooking, I was actually going to get on the treadmill. But I didn't. I got home kind of late, so because I got some ribs I wanted to do tonight, and
you've been expanding your repertoire.
Oh, pimping! I've been making fried chicken, in the deep fryer.
See, you bought a deep fryer, huh?
I have a deep fryer. I'm a little afraid of how to clean the son of a bitch, though. It sounds like a big, rigorous pain in the ass. But I talked to our chef homie, man, and he kind of reassured me. He was like, "Yeah, man, just try it. Go slow and get the you gotta ladle the oil out of the thing, dump it into a strainer, put the strainer over a can." Have it drip into this can. So
that might be a pain in the ass. I don't even bother with that. I need to start learning. I need to cook, man. I want to get into like a crock pot, man. Just get a crock pot, throw some shit in there in the morning.
Actually, I should use my crock pot more. I don't. I have a crock pot.
Yeah, you can even get like pre-made shit where you just pour the bag out into the crock pot and then let it sit there all day and eat it later on. You want to get home from work to be done.
That's true. Just a crock pot'em's recipe. Well, it's better, dude, than eating fucking frozen Hungry Man dinners every night or frozen burritos. That's for a while, dude. That's how I lived.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm going into fruit though, so I'm actually going to start doing the little workums myself, man. The only problem now is that it's so rainy out here. I need to get myself some kind of workout machine for my little place, but the problem with that is I'm trying to get the fuck out of here more often.
Right, you don't want us to be home all the time. You want to actually go places.
I might just start umbrellaing it and just taking a walk every day, like a mile or two walk, just to get out. And,
the bitch is though, like if you don't have anywhere to walk, you're not motivated to walk.
Yeah, that's especially for me because like when we talked about this before, but for me it's a destination transportation thing. It's not like like I doubt if I'd be the type who's just gonna go take a drive. Let's go drive.
Like even if I drove, I don't think I would just be like, I'm gonna
drive around, walk. No, I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna get somewhere. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna do my shit. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
and that's kind of what I want to, I want to do more exercise and get out and do that because that's one thing about this party I went to Saturday night and is that I was dancing, right? And I'm not used to moving around. So Sunday, while I did feel like shit, like my body. Actually, like my limbs actually felt kind of good because
kind of limber, like
a little limber because I actually moved around and danced a little bit that night.
Fuck, dude, that's
yeah.
Well, like I said, man, you got more of a social life than me now.
Aw, you've got your Toastmasters and you've got.
Yeah, I got some little shit, but man, it seems like you're doing more shit now, and you got more friends living out there. And...
Not really, no, not as much as I'd want to. I am doing more improv stuff. We got the improv going the second Monday of every month now. It's pretty much guaranteed at the, I've got so basically 3 out of the 4 Mondays of the month I've got improv.
Well, that's pretty mage.
I'm trying to do some other shit. I need to get out more and do some different shit though. So because it's just time, man, and that's why I'm looking at other things in terms of jobs. Because part of me, it's like I said, I've got it good in a way, but the trade-off, there's always that trade-off,
Well, of course, but the trade-off, it's like, you're sitting at home all the time.
Yeah.
You're not. Losing weight, you're just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. See, the thing about it is, like, you don't do much after work, and I don't. I mean, you do some stuff. You got once a week. You pretty much do about the same what I do, man. Honestly, but at least you during the day go out and do shit and interact. Like me, I'm sitting here now. It's like half the days I'm just sitting here typing on a computer.
Yeah. Well, that's why I hate office days, dude. Kraken doesn't understand it, but he's like, dude, why do you get so fucking annoyed at office days? I'm like, 'cause, man, it's like I hate just sitting in the fucking office. I'd rather be out. Doing outreach, talking to people. And
he loves that shit because he can just sit around and do his shit.
Oh yeah, exactly. He can look on fucking line and read his, his shit about battling glugagords and whatever the fuck he wants to read.
Battling glugagords. Yeah, so I understand that. So that's funny that you're getting everything's going good now. The CPAP machine is finally fully fleshed out. Now it's time to start losing weight. We should do a challenge, man. What are you at right now? I'm at 208.
Oh shit. See, actually some pounds came back on, dude. I'm like, I think I was like 238.
Mm-hmm.
So
because
and then
you're still eating you should probably cut off maybe a small portion of food just to see what that happens with that. Or do you drink soda still?
Not too much. The only time I drink, well, I got a thing of Arizona teas, in cans, and I'll drink that sometimes with meals. But I don't just sit and drink soda. You know, some people do that. They just power down and drink soda.
Yeah,
all
so that's
fucking
what
day.
I'm gonna eliminate. Like right now, I'm kind of thinking, God, I'd like to go down to the store and just grab a 2 liter to have some 7-Up or ginger ale, and I'm like, nah, just drink water, man.
See, well, and I did get a case of water, so I would prefer to drink water as opposed to drinking soda in most cases. But every once in a while, like if we go out, when you do fast food, it comes with the drink, so, you kind of have to take it.
Well, you can get water with the drink.
Yeah, I guess you could, but
You're like, fuck that.
But you're gonna pay for this big cup to drink water. It's
exactly.
Okay.
So why not get you? But then again, you do that at least once a day, probably, right? Almost.
No, we don't go out every day. I mean, tomorrow. It's Kraken's. Well, Wednesday's his birthday, but
yeah,
I'm probably gonna take him out to lunch tomorrow for his birthday. So but
go there.
Oh, also too, man. Well. There isn't much to update for the eHarmony thing.
Oh, yeah, same old shit, because you kind of...
Same old shit, none of these bitches write back. It's the craziest thing, dude. Like, none of them write... I've had 2 maybe write me back. That's it. Mm-hmm. And I think, dude, and this is why I feel stupid now, because I'm like, God damn it, why did I fucking waste money on this shit? And it's a prison sentence. Mm-hmm. Shit. At least in prison, you're locked up with a bunch of men and there's no women around. But where it's all women and you can't have any of them. So that's even worse, dude.
And then they respond to you. Like, what kind of response? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, or what?
I wish they would do that. If they would do that, that'd be great. But the only responses I get are nothing. Or if I do get a response, it's very, like, how are you today?
It's like
nothing that drives the conversation forward,
Yeah.
So... And I really, man, it's not a very, it's bad enough, I think as a blind person, it's not a conducive environment for someone blind at all, dude.
No.
And not saying they need to change it. It's just the way things are, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a club, same shit. It's hard to meet women in clubs.
Dating in clubs are not good. They're not really good conducive to blind, because first of all, you got to be able to get there, and a lot of women are like, oh, you can't drive, and that kind of turn off, and then
it's noisy as fuck. You can't talk to anybody. You can't make eye contact. Yep. So where this is, it's all pictures, and you may read a fuckload of profiles, but dude, by the second or third one, you're just bored. You're like, God, I don't want to read another damn profile. Like, I can't stay on there long, man. That shit, after a while, it's like, oh, more of the same. What generic fucking answer did they, out of the canned choices for their questions, did they choose?
And that's what makes it worse, is because you're hoping maybe to have some interesting story or something to make the purchase at least somewhat worth it, and you're not getting even that, so you can't even make fun of the shit. You can't
even say bad things. Well, the only bad things I can say is nobody writes me back.
Yeah, you can't even have any stories about, well, I did meet this one bitch and she was fucking stupid and whatever.
Not even that, dude. It's just the same old humdrum, boring, lame bitches. It's like, and they don't. Like I said, none of them will write you back. And on the ones that have, I've had 2 write me back. One was from here, and she kind of laughed at some shit that I said, because she was like, wow, that was the funniest thing I've read all day. Thanks for that. I was, you made my day or something. Mm-hmm. So then I tried to talk to her, and then she just stopped responding for whatever reason. And then, let's see. Then there was another chick I wrote her, and she wrote me back, and she was just like, hi, how are you today? Very generic response,
Mm-hmm.
So
you write a whole big paragraph and all this shit, and she writes you back, that's great.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And you're just like, God damn it, you're not even moving the conversation forward. And I really don't know how anyone gets shit to. I mean, do they send each other a bunch of smiles and happies and shit, or what the fuck goes on there?
I don't. I've tried it, and I just, the thought of it right now makes me more hungover. You ever think of something and it gives you a headache? Like, ugh.
Yeah. Where you're like, oh God, no.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking over the weekend, because that was part of the problem with my weekend, is that I was, even on Friday, I'm like, damn it, this whole weekend's gonna be thinking about next week. I hate that, because I was, because it's a whole new system, and it's pretty chaotic right now. Today was kind of shit, but the whole point, yeah. So you're like, And so
well, there's certain buzzwords that probably make it even worse for you. Like when people say, roller coaster, and you're going, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So-
the whole thing is the main thing is just like what I meant by getting the headache. Just the thought of like signing up and going through all those things just makes you feel like almost like you want to lay down.
Oh, dude, I just reading a few profiles makes you feel wrung out. And you're like, I don't want to read another one. I mean, at least on the chat line, dude, I could go through. I heard voices. I knew if I wanted to even talk to the person. And if not, I just fast forward. Bam, bam, bam. I didn't have to go through all this stupid shit. And the chat line was actually fun. I enjoyed getting on the chat line. This I don't enjoy at all, dude. I don't. It's like now it's a chore.
Yeah.
Because your mind is, especially since I paid for it. So
yeah, exactly. And the only reason you're going on there is because you paid for it. Just think I better try to get something out of this.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like, oh man, this is gonna be the biggest, dumbest fucking $150 I ever wasted.
You're a dumbass. Man. Just recall, don't ever do that again. And I could have told you that before. You should intervention, man.
This is why I'm so pissed off at myself, dude.
Yeah.
I've done 5 dating sites. You think I would have learned my fucking lesson? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's because you get well maybe this time because you're bored and because you're lonely. I guess basically.
Well, honest. Yeah, and you think and people tell you, well, eHarmony's different. That's a quality dating site, and you listen to that robotic brain dead fucking shit, and you're like, okay. So then you sign up, and then you kick yourself in the balls later, going, why the fuck did I even sign up for that bullshit? So, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it is, man. So what's next? We got one more thing to talk about, or what?
Nah, man. Fuck. I think.
What?
I think it's all been covered, man. I think we all got it. Trying to think.
CPAP. You said you had 2 things: CPAP, and then the other thing was what?
And the other thing was eHarmony.
Oh, because okay, well.
Even though that wasn't much, but I mean, it's what it was.
It was. So hey, you know what? Listen, I'm not. It's fucking Monday. It's Halloween.
But by the way, it's the first day in Vegas that it's actually nice and cool. I actually have the windows open. I'm like, oh, that feels good.
Oh, that's awesome. What's gonna feel good? I'm gonna take a long, hot fucking shower. I think. That's my thing now. Is to take a fucking long shower at the end of the day and just chill out for the rest of the night. But that's what I'm going to do. And all of you enjoy your Halloween, and we'll be back with you soon. Next up, we got some other interviews and shit coming out Sunday, whatever, sometime. I think Sunday we have something going on, right? Anyway, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so anyway, let's just fucking get this one. I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And that's the story there, bitches! For the Nothing Sacred Show.
Dick, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, 10/31/16. Go fuck yourselves, everybody, and scare yourselves with the election and all that shit. We'll be back.
A skull with cum in it.
Later, bitches.
Yeah.
Bitches.